So let's hop back into our event sheet here. And the first things first, we're going to actually make a global variable, and we're going to call it a score. You can call your variables whatever you want. Just make sure that your variables are actually the right name, because when it comes down to crunch time, you want to make sure that your variables are the proper name. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add a subfolder, and I'm going to call this drag blocks. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of my drag objects into this block here, and into this folder here actually. And that way, it will make it a little bit easier. I'm going to call this goal blocks, and I'm just going to simply put in the rest of the blocks here. Now you're probably thinking this is not necessary, and while your game will work and will function, you can upload it to the App Store and whatnot. Productivity is definitely about organization too, because it will affect you. So what we need to do is we need to say, if this blue block comes into contact with this block here, what happens? So if I say, for example, I'm going to go drag blocks. If drag blue block comes onto collision with the blue block, then we're going to simply say system add to score. And this is just going to add 1 to score. So we get a point when that happens. Now there's going to be other things that we do here, but we're just going to deal with this for now. So there's 6 blocks in total. So we're going to make sure it's copied here. Just push Control C, and I'm going to paste it 3 times, 4, 5, 6 times. Now what we have to do is we have to change the objects here. So we got drag blue block is in collision with blue block. I'm going to make this green block. And then I'm just going to do this in alphabetical order when it comes to on the screen here. I feel that that's usually the best way. And I'm just kind of clicking here, pink block. Now, when it gets to bigger games, you'll have to change up your workflow just a bit, just because you don't want to do this for 100 sprites. But for 6, it's not so bad. But there's a problem here, and whenever you copy and paste something, you always want to make sure that the logic works out. But in this case, drag blue block comes into collision with green block. Well, that doesn't make any sense at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go replace the object here, and then I'm going to say drag blue block is going to be replaced with green block. Okay, and that actually makes perfect sense. We're going to go drag blue block is replaced with orange. We're going to go drag blue block, and then we're going to say this is the pink block. And then we're going to go replace the drag blue block with the purple. We actually have 2 more here. We have drag block, drag blue, and then we're going to go with yellow. Okay, and so what will happen here is we'll simply add 1 to the score. But we can also add in another item here. We're going to go to drag blue block, and I'm just going to type in destroy. And I actually can do this with my left hand. And whenever you type something in here, for example, up at the top, it will, for example, if you wanted to rotate clockwise and you typed in rotate, you see all of the actions that will have a rotate in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply say destroy, and I love doing this here because I can do it with my left hand as my right hand is on the mouse. Okay, so we'll go to orange, destroy, and I'm actually using my thumb to push the enter key on my numpad there. Just a little bit of a tip there. So do destroy, destroy, and destroy. So what that will do is when we run this here, okay, so if we drag this in here, it destroys it, bam, 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 and then bam. There we go. Okay, and that pretty much wraps that up. That concludes tutorial.